Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, everybody. How are we doing today? Hopefully we are doing well. We're going to talk a little bit about Jeannie Mai. Now, the most recent thing and the reason what made me talk about her today is her trying to fight this prenup. And it's interesting to me because, girl, just go sit down somewhere, girl. The fact that she is cropping up with these things is the real thing that makes me know that she is a hyena. This one is a chameleon. But because lionesses, we will just chalk it up. We'll cut our losses. If we gotta cut our losses, then it is what it is. And we'll go cry in the car. And you know, we just move around. Just move around. If there's some justice to be served in some way, then we'll try to get that. But other than that, listen, all that scrabbling here and there, in and out the court system, in and out with lawyers trying to figure out, well, what can we get and what can we do? And he owed me this. Like, girl, y'all was married for 2 seconds. You had that baby because you thought that was going to really do something. Jeezy got kids. Jeezy has kids already. The baby cute and everything, but he wasn't missing out from fatherhood is what I'm trying to say. And you had said you ain't even want no kids. Ain't that what you said? You married to that white man? Then you say you ain't want no kids? Then all of a sudden when you got with Jeezy, you couldn't help yourself. Because you thought that was going to be a way to keep some type of tie to him or hook to him, whether you was together with him or not. And that ain't about to work either. Let's laugh at, because the first thing that I want to share is just a quick little, we're going to share a quick little timeline here, right? Let's see if we can make it big. Okay. Now, this was posted in December. Remember when this was all about her trying to act crazy with this baby? She has tried many things. Since Jeezy said, since he filed for the divorce, she claimed that blindsided her, right? She didn't know that he was going to do that. According to her, this caught her off guard. It caught her by surprise. Okay. So he was the one that filed for this divorce, not her. She wasn't trying to go nowhere. So after he filed for the divorce, she started popping up with stuff that she was doing. Now, making a case. This is what you call her trying to now build some type of social media paper trail type evidence as to where, you know, there was some negligence on his part as well. And, you know, because she's trying to make sure that she can get the most out of this divorce. Okay. Now, we kind of gonna scroll down because I don't need to do a whole big thing on her trying to act like she was so busy that she couldn't let Jeezy see this little baby, right? But they had already been in separation, according to Jeezy. According to Jeezy, they have been living separate well before he actually went and filed for the divorce. So ain't no way him divorcing you was a complete blindside. That, see, I'm not buying that. If we were already living separately, then you can't tell me I don't know that our marriage is on the rocks. I don't know that. And I don't know that there's gonna be that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if we officially break up, this isn't something that was even in the back of my mind. It may not have been something that I wanted, but it's not something even in the back of my mind. If we living separate, we was married. Now we living separately, and we've been living like this for a good little minute, few months. I know that my marriage is on the rocks. Now, I may not want the marriage to end, but that doesn't mean that anyways, let me go back over here. And she had to, say this stuff. This is the stuff she was saying on Jennifer Hudson's show after she gonna sit here and say, I was going through things and marriage ended in divorce. It was kind of hard. She said, it's what I'm dealing with day by day. I think I'm doing better now. Even though this year I met the most broken version of me, I also met the strongest version of me. She claims that it said Mai also shares she learned about the divorce at the same time the public did. A representative of Jeezy tells Today.com, however, that any claims of Miss Mai being blindsided by Mr. Jenkins filing for a divorce are 100% false. We know that. So now, this time I'm going to just run through a small, short little timeline, okay? They first met when Jeezy was a guest on the talk show. Mai and Jeezy met when the rapper appeared on the Real talk show. Jeezy had appeared on it multiple times over the years, including 2016. They went on a first date November the 28th in 2018. Okay. And then they got married in 2021. So we're talking about dating for about a year or so. Okay, 2 years or so, right? So they get married in 2021. Mai and Jeezy tied a knot in March of 2021 at their home in Atlanta. They had originally planned a larger ceremony in Lake Como, Italy, but they downscaled the wedding due to C-19, right? Because C-19 happened right around that time, right? So then she had they baby in 2022. All right. So got married in March of 2021, had a baby in January of 2022. Cute little baby, yeah, pretty little baby. Okay. And then he files for divorce in September of 2023. So that's just a real quick synopsis. Now, here's what we got going on today. Okay. Jeannie Mai has reportedly asked the judge to hold off on enforcing her prenuptial agreement with her ex-husband, Jeezy. Mai claims that she did not have enough time to thoroughly review the agreement before signing it. In her request filed with the Fulton County Superior Court, Mai seeks to either deny Jeezy's motion to enforce the prenup or postpone its enforcement until both parties can exchange information about its terms. According to court documents obtained by TMZ, Jeannie Mai argues that the prenuptial agreement process was rushed. Negotiations began just 5 days before their wedding, leaving her with limited time to conduct a comprehensive examination of the agreement. Yet, she had read enough of the agreement to put out there that he might have cheated, because the stuff she put in there, the clauses that was in there about what constitutes cheating, was so dang on vague. Girl, anyway, Mai expresses concerns about the adequacy and thoroughness of the due diligence process, stating that she did not have the opportunity to scrutinize Jeezy's financial disclosures to ensure a fair deal. This is what it boils down to. Furthermore, Mai's legal team also raises doubts about Jeezy's financial disclosures. They claim that the rapper only provided one personal financial statement with approximate tax information, which falls short of what Mai believes she is entitled to. She asserts her right to a thorough examination of all relevant documents, suggesting that the limited disclosure raises significant reservations about the accuracy and completeness of Jeezy's financial information. She's mad that he divorced her. This is all of this boils down to this. The only reason that she want to reread and re-go over this prenup and ask the judge not to enforce the prenup is because even though she did not initiate the divorce itself, she didn't file for it, this is still not the bag that she thought this was going to be. Having his child, getting a divorce, things like alimony and things of that nature. This was supposed to be a bigger bag than what it's turning out to be. And since it's not turning out to be quite the bag that she thought it should have been and probably could have been, now she want to go over this prenup with a fine-tooth comb. Ma'am, first of all, I don't believe that she didn't go over it with a fine-tooth comb. Here's the next thing with the complaint, that it was too short of a time frame between when she got presented with the prenup and when their marriage is. Put the marriage back. Postpone the wedding day. If y'all ended up just having y'all wedding at y'all home rather than a big venue, that can be rescheduled. We can push this back, push the actual wedding date back, give me time to get a lawyer so that we can go over the prenuptial agreements, because she got a couple of dollars her dang on self. So okay, we put these clauses, however we put together a prenup that's fair and balanced for the both of us in the event that we no longer are married. All you gotta do. But you in such a rush to go ahead and get married, you figure whatever that prenup is or whatever it's really got in it, it's not going to have as much of a negative impact for you once you get in front of a judge and cry and be a victim and all of that type of stuff. Since 70% of divorces are initiated by women, she probably was like, you know what? If we ever get divorced, I'll be the one to initiate it. I can say to people that he was cheating and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I found him being unfaithful, and then I'll really be able to get a bag at that point. The constant trying to figure out what she can do to get a bigger bag out of this divorce situation than what appears to be on its face. First off, this is her mama. This is Jeannie Mai's mama. This Jeannie Mai mama. This is probably why she got divorced in the first place. Still listening to your mama, and your mama a hyena. Your mama a hyena. And you still listening to what she has to say. Try to keep the baby from him. Try to insinuate at some point that he might have been cheating. Try to now talk about how unfair the process of looking over the prenup was for you, because it was only presented to you a few days prior to the wedding. So, of course, that's not going to be looked upon favorably by the court, because this is a legal document. This is a contract. And so if you don't have time to look over the contract, then there may be some leeway in order to not enforce this prenup. She's doing the same thing Samantha Lee's doing with Tyrese. She trying to do the exact same thing that Samantha Lee is doing with Tyrese. Fight him on the prenup. When the prenup is ironclad, it say what it say. So why are you in front of a judge? Why are you constantly filing these little petitions and whatnot in order to get more out of it? Or like Tyrese say, break the prenup or crack the prenup. This is what Jeannie's now doing. Try to crack the prenup now. This is set into motion. If she can cast doubt in front of a judge and say, you know what, I was rushed or coerced into signing a document, even though this is a legally binding document and a contract, if there is a case for me being coerced into signing it or pressured into signing it, then it may be able to be voided. And if a prenup is voided, if it is not enforced, then that means that I can get more out of this. Apparently, Jeezy was smart enough to not include every part of his income, because there's an income that's going to be in his name and then his name. And then there's going to be income that's not in his name, maybe under a business name, maybe under LLC name, maybe under a holding company name. It may be something else. And he's not obliged to include that as income on the prenup because legally speaking, he's not getting the money. The company is, which is actually a legal entity that's able to do business. Because I know if I had a company, I would not put it. You don't get a part of that. You get a part of what I make, that money that come in my name. And that may not be very much. If you're shrewd in business, you don't pay yourself in your name this ridiculous amount of money. You pay yourself like a normal person. You pay yourself what won't get you audited by the IRS is what you pay yourself. You understand what I'm saying? You pay yourself the exact amount that will not get you audited by the IRS. It got to make sense to them. Your paperwork got to make sense. Your finances got to make sense. If stuff is underneath a company and things, let that make sense too. Because these are not even the same tax papers. So your personal taxes is actually different than the taxes that you file as a business. The business money got to add up and make sense to, as long as it makes sense to the IRS, they won't really bother you. It's when it get out of control and they be like, wait a minute. Now, because they already know what you're doing, but they want you to lie to them real nice. You understand what I'm saying? Like they want you to just make sense when you say it to them. That's all they ask. That's all the IRS asks. Just if you gonna whisper sweet nothings in their ear, make the sweet nothings make sense. That's all they saying. If you come in here making the sweet nothing sound way too out of the way, now we got a problem. So she is what I want to get into, which I'll get into in the second half of the show, is the spotting of the chameleon. The way chameleons move. This is not the way lionesses move. And like I've said before, I have spoken well of Jeannie because I thought that the way in which she spoke about Jeezy and things of that nature in public was a good look. And at the time, it was a good look. I don't recall her ever really saying anything, out of the way about him. But now, ever since he filed for divorce, there's been all of these insinuations about him. There's been insinuations about whether or not he's cheated on her or was unfaithful to her in some way. The way in which that prenup was worded about him being what constituted cheating was crazy to me. That was crazy. But this is about the chameleon. This is about a female that wanted to portray to the world that she was something that she is not. And in a way, I'm actually glad that Jeannie's not Black. Because that further demonstrates that hyenas come in an array of colors. If she gonna be a hyena, she gonna be one. And all of the hyenas and chameleons move the same way, no matter what their cultural backgrounds are or how they look or how they try to present themselves. They're all going to move the same way. They're gonna come out and they're gonna try to portray themselves one type of way. Get everybody on board with the image that she portrays of herself. This is usually a fake lioness because they know that a lioness presentation is the best, most desired presentation for a woman. They actually know that. So this is why they try to don lioness fur, to try to get lioness's results, but remain being able to act and to do hyena chameleon activity. That's what a chameleon really is. We're going to redefine that. We're going to define that. A chameleon is a woman that presents herself as a lioness in order to be able to obtain lioness's outcomes, while also being able to continue to engage in hyena behavior and activities. This is what makes her so fake, and this is what makes it so damaging. Because Jeezy got took by that. He got took by that. He got took by the chameleon act. She's not a black woman. That's a key factor. That's a key factor. She's not a black woman. She's a Vietnamese background. Okay. Tried to give her a chance. She's an older woman. He didn't go young. She's right around his age. Had already been in like 1 or 2 previous marriages that didn't work. So she was already a red flag. Because, ma'am, how many marriages you were in? And when this news of the divorce dropped and they went and talked back to that man and asked him what he thought, he was like, good. He's like, I ain't thinking about her. I'm glad she gone. Whole red flag. Who knows what stories that she was telling Jeezy about that man? Because she was always talking crazy about that man. She talked down about that man. She had no respect for him. She as much as said that. But we're going to get into it. But for right now, after these messages, we'll be right back. Because I need everybody, if you are interested in keeping your skin looking and smelling and feeling its best and moisturized all day with a wonderful product, you need to go no further than ashkicking.com. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. Also, if this is going to be your first order, which I highly recommend you run right over there, because they have so many different body care products for you to use. But if it's going to be your first order, definitely take advantage of a 10% discount that you can receive by using the promo code Crimson. Everything that you see on that website, I keep going back to the branding just because I love it so much. And you can tell that it's my colors, right? Even the picture that you're looking at right now is beautiful to me, right? And their packaging looks exactly like that. And not only do their packaging looks exactly like that, if you were thinking that the packaging looks really exquisite and nice, then this is true, but also the product inside matches the outside. So once you get the body butter, and like I said, I love the texture of it. I'm still working on my first jar because they fill it to the brim. So there's no type of paying for a full jar of body butter and not receiving an actually filled to the top jar of body butter. The smell is wonderful. It's creamy. It absorbs into the skin really, really quickly and really nicely. Doesn't leave behind an oily or tacky feeling at all. So I urge you to definitely go hit the link at the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. I don't know how many likes I need, but I owe y'all a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to go ahead and hit the like button for me. And thank you, Timothy Blewett, for your contribution. I appreciate you. So this is more so about chameleons. And Jeannie Mai is a celebrity chameleon. She's dropping her mask in public with this man. Okay. Now, how would a lioness go about this? First of all, we probably not getting divorced. Not a whole lot of lionesses are getting divorced. That's not a common thing with us. I know that YouTube is doing its thing because people came in here and said they didn't even get a notification for it. But I don't know how many likes. Let me see. How many? Wait a minute. I just got 350 for 700, almost 800 people. We can't get 500 likes. I mean, we can chill. Thank you so much, Mrs. LD. Said just saying thanks and you appreciate it. I appreciate you as well. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, Dale, for your contribution as well. I appreciate you too, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. And I know I got some cash apps as well. We'll hit those at the end of the show. Thank you. Thank you for that. We can resume when it go to 500. I know people are leaving. I hate to do stuff like this. I like to keep going. I like to keep going. I don't like to stop and talk about likes. I don't like to stop and talk about contributions unless I'm reading them. I don't like to stop and do any of that. I like to do the message. I like to deliver on the message. I don't like talking about YouTube mechanics, for lack of a better word. because the likes help it to get into the algorithm. Because I'm completely out of the algorithm at this point. I already know that. Just about 7 more likes to get just to 500. I'm not even asking for all 7 of them. Thank you. Now, thank you, Will Hallback, to get the likes up. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you once again. Okay. We know that the best thing that a chameleon can do in order to try to get what she want to get done, getting lioness outcomes while not changing her hyena chameleon behavior at all, is to present themselves like lionesses, present themselves like they got things on the ball. And I can't help but be brought back to a Miss Luna that showed up on the panel, on Hamp's panel a couple of weeks ago. I did a show about pygmies versus the sisterhood, because that was the panel that Hamp had, and I thought it was a good conversation. She gets on there. The first problem that I had, I gotta go back to it, is that she was dressed as a Muslim but was not Muslim. And we know that Muslim women's clothing is sort of lioness gear, more or less. The more modest a woman is, even if she's not dressed like a Muslim, then that lends more to being a lioness than a hyena most of the time. So she ends up saying that she wasn't a Muslim, which I had a problem. I had a whole problem sitting in front of a camera with that on and you're not Muslim. And then lo and behold, in another at another time she was on the panel, it came out that she had an OnlyFans account. Now, this is married, mind you. And she had an OnlyFans account. OnlyFans. And it was at that point that I was done. I was just outdone. Like, you are running around here with a whole hijab on, with an OnlyFans account? What is we doing? This is what I be talking about with the chameleon stuff. Presenting like a lioness. Trying to say that you have gotten lioness outcome. But then engaging in hyena behavior. Because our OnlyFans account is hyena behavior. I don't care what's going on. If you own an OnlyFans account, and the content of your OnlyFans account cannot be shown to the general public because it's harmless, that's problematic. I don't care if you do have a harmless content. The fact of the matter is that you can no longer, women cannot be associated with OnlyFans no more because it's prime. It's corn at this point. So if I could be on, I could have an OnlyFans account where all I do is crochet little granny squares. But if somebody come through and be like, Crimson got an OnlyFans account, ain't nobody going to be thinking that I'm crocheting granny squares. You crocheting granny squares naked. Like, what is you doing? Because that's what OnlyFans is now. It may not have started that way as a platform, but that's exactly what it is at this point. So you cannot even be associated and not, you cannot have no part of your name associated with OnlyFans without people, you selling, you doing, adult content on there. It is what it is. So I would never be, you understand what I'm saying? Lionesses don't engage in hyena behavior. We're not hyenas. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we never do nothing wrong or we never, you know what I'm saying? But we don't have like a history, a track record, ongoing behavior where, okay, you got back feet, beloved. It's just some stuff is undeniable back feet. Some stuff is just undeniable back feet, baby. And what Jeannie Mai is doing is undeniable back feet activity. Trying to make some type of case as to where she'll be able to, on some front, get more money out of Jeezy than what a divorce court and a prenup will allow her to get. It's just back feet behavior. Because I promise you a lioness is trying to forget it. I promise you a lioness is moving around. Because we don't even have, listen, let me tell you something about how a lioness move. Even if a situation like this occur and we have to get divorces and stuff like that, let's just even say we had every right to get the divorce. It don't matter, right? What we not trying to do is stick around to stick it to the guy. You understand what I'm saying? Because it take another kind of energy to try to stick it to somebody. I ain't trying to sign no more petitions and go before no more judges. Why I gotta go before a judge and say why? Why? Because the way I'm trying to forget about this, the way I'm trying to have this in my rearview mirror, baby, bye. I am not trying all that stuff Samantha Lee trying to do. Study going back and forth, trying to figure out what part of the prenup, baby. I ain't got time for that, I promise you. Do you know the pressure that is now on my neck? Trust and believe. Trust and believe. We ain't got time to badmouth you in front of everybody. Yeah, girl, he was doing this. Girl, we ain't got time for none of that because it takes too much energy. Too much energy. Whatever we don't gotta do in terms of court or in a divorce proceeding, if we ain't just got to do that just because it's a part of it and this is what we gotta do. Listen, baby. Listen. I don't want to be contacted. Okay. And don't let it be Muslim, baby. And I got kids. You'll never let it be said, I didn't want you to have your kids because I'm gonna drop them off. It'll never be said that I was keeping your kids from you. Cause I'm gonna bring them to your house. These children belong to you. I figure you ain't gonna keep them from me and stuff like that. I figure you ain't gonna talk bad about me. Hmm. Gone to your daddy. Mama, we gonna see again. Yeah, I mean, I ain't going nowhere. But your daddy love you. You was in good hands with all state. Okay. I ain't left you to no stranger. That's your daddy. You know who your daddy is. Yep. Them his kids? First of all, that's in Islam. In Islam, you supposed to get them kids to their daddy. You're not even supposed to keep them kids. Those children belong to their father in every way possible. Those children belong to your father. Their father. You never have to worry about me going to the child support court trying to get something out about you. Mm-mm. She just using my kid. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I promise you I'm not. I ain't using them as a pawn. I ain't using them as a trick. I ain't using them as a check. I ain't using them at all. I love my kids as much as you do. Why would I use them? Why would I mistreat the kids? And nope, I'm not trying to damage the relationship between you and the kids or nothing like that. Them is your kids. Hmm? Hmm? I can come over there and see them and stuff like that. Daddies don't be really doing that whole parental alienation stuff like women be doing. So I ain't worried about what he talk bad about me to the kids and he turning them against me and he don't want me to see him. Men don't really operate like that. So I'll see them whenever I want to see them. Nicole said, would I give my hormonal teenage daughter to my husband if it didn't work out? You dang Skippy. He can share her attitude. Okay. There ain't no love lost. They them kids know I love them. I ain't headed back to the court to see how much more money you can give me. Cause the alimony wasn't good, and you owe me this much, and cause I know you make that much, and I don't need half of nothing. I don't need half of anything. Okay. Goodbye, sir. Peace be unto you. Okay. Peace be unto you. That's how lionesses move. We move around. We move around. I ain't got time to be dragging your name through the public. Ain't got time to be sitting somewhere trying to ruin your reputation in front of everybody. Now we got to make up all kind of stories and exaggerate the story, and now we got to be the queen victim, and all that kind of stuff. He did this to me and he did that to me. Well, it was so bad. What took you so long to get out of there then? If Jeezy was so bad, why she didn't file for the divorce? Because she ain't want that. Not yet, anyway. He said she got to go. I told you my theory. Because I don't even really think it had nothing to do with no cheating. Because that he didn't say that. If you don't leave me alone, talking about getting a divorce over there on 63rd and Vincennes. Leave me alone, Craig. She just wants some more money. She feel. I'm gonna tell you what she really feel. Okay, where my banner at? I'm gonna tell you what's really happening with Jeannie. She's a chameleon and a hyena, right? She was gonna try to keep that mask up long as she could without him filing for divorce. She was gonna do that. She was not gonna file for no divorce right now. That was not in the cards. It wasn't something she was still kind of, wanting to be with him and this and that. And yes, for those who are asking, she did say on live television that white keeps her lean and mean, and she like dark meat on the side. See, I didn't know all that because I don't follow the real and all that kind of stuff. I don't follow. So I didn't know that. I only became aware of that little clip after he had ended up filing for divorce and that became public. What's going on with Jeannie at this point is she feel finessed. She feels like I wasn't gonna have no baby. I got with you. Now I done had a baby. I'm 40 something years old. So I wasn't really, really keen on having a baby because listen, let me tell you something. At 40 something, you are not keen on having no babies if you didn't have no baby. That's just like what's going on with Sofia Vergara and Joe Manganiello getting divorced now because he younger and she 51 and he talking about a baby. And she like, no, sir, I'm a grandma. I got one child. He grown. He 32 years old. He grown. I'm in Meemaw stage. I may look good, but I'm still 51. And I'm not having no babies. And from what she said, they had that conversation beforehand. That she wouldn't have no babies. Listen to a woman when she says she ain't having no babies, especially an older woman. When we get to talking about we ain't having no baby, we ain't having no baby. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. And I guess he must figured, well, I get her pregnant anyway, or whatever. She said, I'm headed into menopause. That's what Sophia said. She said, I'm headed into menopause. It made me have no baby. I ain't got my period good no more. So Jeannie was not trying to have no babies. But she said, well, if I go ahead and have this baby for Jeezy, it'll be a safe thing because we married, you understand? And I can have this baby at minimum in wedlock, right? And then this will go ahead and seal the deal because even if for whatever reason we don't stay married at the 10-year or past the 10-year mark, where usually a lot of states will go ahead and give a woman an alimony and stuff like that, she'll be able to get the bag through child support, right? I'm trying to figure out how you ain't had time to see about a prenup when you were the one that put the clause in there about what constituted cheating. So, baby, ma'am, ma'am, ma'am. And so now that all of it has crumbled, he pulled out, he pulled the trigger before she could, and much sooner than she was ready for it to get pulled. She wasn't, you know, she figured he ain't never had no woman to be bootleggedly submissive. I can be bootleg submissive. I'm Asian. See, they be doting on a lot of stuff with black men. They dote on a lot of stuff with black men. Huh? You got these little con artists and these little chameleons that's out of Asia and out of these other places. I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying some of them. The chameleons among them. And the chameleons among them will come to black men because they know that they figure black men don't get women that talk soft to them and won't be real combative and da, 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 da. They know how to play that game, so they come over there and act like we gonna be cool. I don't argue, and she may not argue, but that don't mean she not gonna finesse you. Because Jeannie Mai, as much as said she got a smart mouth. So you got comfortable and got up in that house and got comfortable and had that baby and laid up and all that kind of stuff. And the mouth got started. And it got more intense when our mama moved in there. Talking about she had a dragon and she ain't know it. Girl, bye. You know you got a smart mouth. I got a smart mouth. I mean, let's keep stuff a bean. My mouth's smart. Baby, when I tell you my mouth's smart. Okay? I got a slick little mouth. And you know when to pull it out and when not. I don't pull that out on my husband. I don't get him the smart mouth. He don't get the slick mouth. But I have one. Now somebody else catch me on the right day, they gonna figure it out. Now, oh, she talk like that, I sure do. Leave me alone. I told you, keep telling y'all. Lionesses have teeth and claws. We are not likable outside of our cubs and our alphas and lions and stuff like that. Don't nobody else like us. Nobody else likes a hyena. I mean, a lioness, especially other hyenas. Nobody likes lionesses. Alphas like lionesses. Lions like lionesses. Cubs like lionesses. Don't nothing else in the Serengeti plain like a lioness. Do you understand that? Because we bite everything else. Everything else getting bit. Nothing else like see us coming. The only one that find us cuddly is them babies and that man. Them babies and that man find us cuddly and all that kind of stuff. Other than that, I'm just gonna speak for myself, and I'm kind of mean when it comes to certain things. I'm not all that nice. I'm a good woman. I'm not necessarily always a nice woman. That makes sense. Oh no, 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 baby. Oh no, no, no. No, mouth slick. Mm-mm. Mouth slick. Mouth is slick. Y'all just have fun with it because I roasts and stuff like that. Where you think the roast come from? People that don't have sleek mouths can't roast. Mhm. Thank you. Thank you. We just got the grace and the good sense and stuff like that. You watch who you give it to. You know, like I said, we don't give it to our husbands. My husband don't get no smart mouth from me. I don't talk to him like that at all. Not even a little bit. It's very subdued. Very. Head get dipped. The whole lioness head get. Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. It's real docile. And it ain't a game. It's docile. I don't feel no need. I feel no need, nor do I feel any inclination to talk smart or disrespect my husband in the slightest at all. I can say what I need to say to him if anything needs to be said to him in a polite, feminine, and respectful way. No need to have a slick mouth. You have a slick mouth with your husband. Now, don't let me be by myself. And so I be having myself tickled. Okay. Like, did you just say that? Who are you saying that to? Who is you talking to? Don't let me be cleaning up the house. Don't let me be cleaning up the house. Ooh, every item in the house done get cussed out. The mop, the vacuum cleaner, the pots, the pans. Mm, the pots, the pans done got it. They done got it, baby. Baby. But see, all that stuff get it. Because it's inanimate, whatever. You know, some fall didn't need to fall. That's gonna hear something. Ah, you know, I have given things in my house a dirty look. You know, it has gotten a dirty look. Like, why would you do this to me? My husband walk in that house, he don't get it. I bet you that much. He don't get none of it. He don't get none of it at all. None. Not a single drop. He don't get a drop. But Jeannie was running around there listening to her mammy talking crazy and got comfortable, and now she want to talk slick to Jeezy. And she thought her being cute and Asian and having that baby was going to stay his hand. And he was like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. You are not going to be in this relationship with me, because she already did that interview and told that he had to check her on her mouth and her attitude and how she was even talking to him and how she was even interacting with him at all. And she said, he told her, no, ma'am, you are not gonna talk to me like you don't have no sense. And she kept on trying him, and he told her stop. And she didn't do it. Because hyenas really be thinking that they got men wrapped around their finger and that the men not gonna go nowhere and that he gonna keep on putting up with the foolishness and letting them talk crazy and act crazy and do all of this foolishness. The reason why I'm gonna tell you why I believe he pulled the trigger like that is because she was a chameleon. It was because she tricked him like that. Like she was going to be able to listen, and like she was going to be able to um be submissive, and like she was going to be able to be the type of wife that he was looking for. And I think that it was such a heavy disappointment to him. Like, you are not going to sit here and play in my face like this. You're not. I'm not going to allow you to do this. And you think that I'm going to spend the next X amount of years with you and I'm already having this problem? No. So I don't know what to tell you. Got served them papers up. Okay. What? Yeah. Because you think I'm playing. You think I'm playing. You think I'm playing with you, and I'm not playing with you. Too old to play with you. This is not the Jeezy in his 20s and 30s. This is a mid-40s Jeezy. Nobody playing with you no more. This is a man that had not gotten married. This is his first marriage. And you going to act a fool. You going to act like these other hyenas in the street. He could have got that in the street. No. Then I got to put up with your mama. She in the house. And then all these, the cultural differences I might have been able to swallow if you had not is a hyena with the cultural differences. You are cultural differences with it being a hyena, girl. I told you. One too many times come in that kitchen with that little Vietnamese food and it don't smell all that good. You got them weird proteins. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. You come in there, you got, what is that? Black people. You can't bring us nothing too out of the way. If it ain't beef, if you eat pork, chicken, maybe some lamb, some seafood, like shrimp. We can take lobster, some those of us that will eat crawfish and things of that nature. We eat that. But if you start getting weird with the proteins, look, we quick for, is that a squid? Oh. Cause baby, we walk in the kitchen and don't smell no onions and bell peppers sauteing up. That's when we really think something's really happening then, baby. You sauteed you some onions with some bell peppers, baby. Get something started there now. We say, ooh, what you cooking? Don't start sauteing no onions and bell peppers, baby. That get us going. Thank you, Malika. Said peace and love to you, good sister. Thank you so much. Thank you, Three Coast Logic, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you, Datorians, and let's get the likes to 600. Appreciate you. And Mr. Missing in 44, hind leg hilarity. Thank you so much. Sam said, good evening, Miss CC. The Baker's dozen. These creatures do it well. That is, put on that face. Thank you for being. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so very much. Let's see. There are some cash apps. We got SH. Let me go ahead and give you that. And we got LM. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Appreciate you for that as well. So I appreciate that. All right. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, but jump down into the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye bye, Crimsonites.